In the fall of 2022, a new, ambitious Pro League premiered. 9 teams stepped forth to claim one of 2 spots for the upcoming M4 World Championship. Today, I will take a look at the pilot season and review how Moonton handled this ambitious project launch. A league for all Spanish-speaking Latinos. Welcome to MLSL Season 1. Hosts, analysts, and commentators. 3 casters always accompany you in the live stream. There is no host or dedicated analyst. This means no host nor analyst studio. Casters in the regular season are on a Discord call. If you saw my MPL Brazil review, then you know I'm not exactly in support of these solutions. Luckily, playoffs went offline. This means we got casters in one room, hooray. Although, when I saw the room I was kinda sad. 3 guys with 1 laptop, the room looks empty and sad, it needs some decoration. The soul is essential. You might not think too much of it, however, these small details can be pivotal in attracting a new audience. A sterile environment is not healthy for your league. Don't be like MPL MENA Seasons 1 and 2. The pilot season of MLSL went pretty modestly with the production, staff, etc. Not good. Season 2 onwards should see improvements so we can see something truly representative of Spanish Latin America and its rich variety of cultures. MLSL pilot season average and peak viewership were solid. Almost 4,000 average viewers are not bad at all. Of course, we have to acknowledge the fact that numerous nations participate in the Super League. If this was only MPL Argentina or MPL Mexico, I doubt the numbers would be so solid. I hope Season 2 adds an English stream. Both English and Spanish languages are quite commonly used languages around the world, and I feel the English stream could help with the Super League's growth in the long term. I'll definitely tune in for a stream or 2. Season 1 peaked with 2 game series surpassing the 10,000 concurrent viewers achievement, and one even reached 15,000 concurrent watchers. A very promising feat. It is essential for S11 Argentina and Malvinas Gaming to perform well at M4, to reach the top 8 or better. M4 can be a really good commercial opportunity for your region. Perform outstandingly, do content creation, and your region will harvest benefits coming from it. Overall, improve your shortcoming in production, and I'm sure more people will keep on tuning in. Regular season. 9 teams participated in the season, playing each other once. 1 team was disqualified. Allow me to warn anyone who's considering the esports path. Do not, under any circumstances, break Moonton's regulations and rules. You will get perma-banned, effectively binning your promising career before it even started. Are you too young to join the fight for the Land of Dawn? Well, keep waiting. MLSL won't go anywhere, nor your talent. Keep mastering your mechanical, micro and macro skills. Learn from watching the best, so when you finally join the fight you will announce yourself with a bang. Personally, I think 12 teams are ideal for a region this vast. 5 out of 9 teams in fall 2022 were from Peru. That's a tad bit overkill. Maybe it's because of the league's sponsor, Xiaomi. Xiaomi makes phones, actually pretty good phones, smartwatches, robotic vacuum cleaners or hoovers if you are from the US, and many more. This company has a significant market share in Peru and Latin America in general. But Peru is the largest as far as my Googling goes. This could be the reason why there are so many Peruvian teams. Or maybe the game just has a large player base over there. I don't want to speculate much without data. Simply put, I'd like to see teams from Chile, Colombia, or other nations. 12 teams and add new nations. My MPL standard is every team play each other twice. Understandably, having 22 game series is quite time-consuming. Therefore I suggest adopting the best of two system. Shortening the whole airing time by like 4 to 8%. I'd like to see regulars on stage. This can be either a very easy or hellishly tricky thing to do. Latin America is huge after all. We are talking about almost an entire continent. I see two solutions here. The easy route is to hold regulars in one place. It can be Peru's capital city of Lima, or maybe Buenos Aires in Argentina. One unique downside comes from the fact MLSL is an international league, meaning it's basically impossible to equally fill any larger venue for matches featuring other than the local teams. You won't find many New Wave Mexico fans in Bolivia and vice versa. A more complicated approach is holding regular season matches in 2 or 3 different countries. Let's say first 3 weeks will play out in Mexico City, weeks 4 to 6 in Buenos Aires and weeks 7 to 10 in Lima. On the bright side, more fans from different countries can come to watch their favorites on stage. Unfortunately, the negatives outweigh the positives by gigatons. This solution does not solve the issue of half-empty venues. Again, there won't be many S11 Bolivia fans in Mexico. To make this traveling megaproject possible, Moonton would have to hire extra personnel and rent or straight up buy living dorms and boot camps. I do often criticize Moonton's unwillingness to spend money. However, even I have to admit this ambitious project is far beyond MLSL's reach at the moment. I think this idea could work if MLSL average viewership plunged to at least 50,000 average viewers, which is around 10 times more than the current viewership of Season 1. And yes, you can fix the missing audience issue by just hiring fans. Why would you do that? Even considering this is plain sad. Lastly, traveling around often isn't exactly optimal for MLSL players either. Homesickness is not to be taken lightly, it can result in depression or worse. Simply put, this is something for the future. Speaking of players, the only interaction of viewers with players is through post-match interviews. Basically MPL Brazil level. This is not enough, we should be able to at least see players in the drafting phase, during a game on bottom side cameras, and finally in their winning moment. That's the least you can do when there is no stage. A short conclusion, if there is anything Season 2 should improve on, it is adding a dedicated analyst, who is going to dissect games in detail. Also, add cameras to the boot camps, so the fans can see teams in the drafting phase and see them playing and later celebrating their victory. Finally, make teams play each other twice. Season 1 numbers are showing promise. Come on. Raise standards, don't be cheap. Playoffs, fully at MPL Studio, impressive. I was thinking of maybe seeing only grand finalists play in one room, but no, MLSL pleasantly surpassed my expectations. A good look for the pilot season. Unfortunately, there are no fans for the playoffs, not even the grand finals. I wish Season 2 will feature games in front of an audience. The numbers were good. It would be a shame if Season 2 misses out on a live audience. MLSL playoffs follow the Southeast Asia format. This means there is an upper and lower bracket. Best of 5 game series all the way to the lower bracket finals. Surprisingly, MLSL Grand Finals were a best of 7. Usually, smaller or newer leagues only do best of 5 series, a pity in my opinion. BO7 just have something special about it which makes it way superior to BO5. I welcome it. The first MLSL Grand Finals was a 6-game showdown. Solid. The result you want to avoid with every new esports tournament is a clean sweep. That's not exciting. Close matches, that's what people want to see. At least 6 games to keep up tensions. As with the regular season, I'd like Moonton to add a dedicated analyst as well as a host who introduce playing teams and run the show. Post-match interviews are done in a cozy room, and one of the casters comes to carry out the interview, another reason to hire a host. Otherwise, good quality playoffs for a pilot season. Prize pool, $25,000. Allow me to remind you of the scale of MLSL. Teams and players gather from all corners of Spanish-speaking Latin America. From Mexico to Argentina, there are roughly 18 nations with around 400 million people. This Super League's prize pool is anything but super. Unimpressive. Mobile Legends is not exactly popular in the New World. Take North America for example. Only a few dedicated players keep on grinding the game despite having sometimes minutes-long queues in High Mythic. The fanbase over the Atlantic or Pacific from Asia's perspective needs a boom. A big, loud boom. $120,000 minimum or go broke. My MPL standard is an $80,000 minimum in the prize pool. MPL MENA prize pool is over 100,000 United States dollars and is also uniting various nations into one league. Moonton sets standards. Do we have multiple nations in one league? We need to give them more money. Of course not, the money in MENA is coming from the rich Arabs. Moonton doesn't care about players. Still, this looks bad. How come MENA is getting over $100,000 whilst Latin America stinks with $25,000? Moonton? MLSL average viewership is almost 5 times larger than MENA's. Injustice. How can you start a pro league for about 18 nations and give them only $25,000? Who do you think will care for MLBB esports? Nobody. Overall, you did a decent job. I might dare say a good job with MLSL Season 1 Moonton, you really did. However, this prize pool is a galactic misstep. Open up your wallet and fix this, now. Final rating. Casters, analysts and hosts value. 1 point out of 2. A solid pilot season. Hire a dedicated analyst and host for at least the playoff stage. Add soul to the stage, to the caster's studio, and make it Latino. Invest for MLSL Season 2. I'm willing to tolerate the Discord call one more season, that is if you actually improve the quality of the league. Season 1 succeeded, don't sleep on it. Yes, the numbers weren't sea level yet. I think they can go significantly higher with proper development. Regular season value. A lot of work to be done here. Bring in more interaction with players, that's the first thing. Show ambition and raise the team's number to ideally 12 or at least 10. More importantly, make sure these extra teams are from new countries that do not have a representative in the MLSL yet. Only 4 nations participated in Season 1. Adding more nations will obviously improve the overall viewership. I want to see more game series. Have teams play each other twice, and reduce matches to the best of -2 for less overwhelming airtime. I award MLSL 1 out of 2. The only reason I didn't copy MENA's value is the traveling difficulties. Yes, players in MENA also have to travel. However, they have rich, ambitious investors behind their backs. Latin America does not have such a luxury. I want to see a change in 2023. When other rich people won't throw the bucks for the players, you will. It is your game after all. Playoffs value, 2.5 out of 3. Bring in the audience for 2023 onwards, that's it. Well done. Commendable effort. Prize pool. You have the audacity to call this a Super League? Get out.
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out!
$25,000 is a joke. Is this your plan, Moonton? Gain traction in the Western world with these low-reward tournaments? You'll just get laughed at. Bring out the big guns or go home. You are no longer an inexperienced esports company. You've spent 5 years developing the MLBB esports scene. I can understand it takes time to properly staff the production and to find an ideal MPL venue and all this nice stuff. However, you have no excuse as to why are you severely underpaying your players. And you even dare to call this a Super League, more like Super Diarrhea. 0 out of 3, get out. MLSL Season 1 earns a 4 out of 10. Production-wise it's decent. Regular season needs improving, and playoffs only small adjustments. Moonton has to give more money to this region. Not many more people will watch a $25,000 league. Viewership had shown promise, you must invest. Otherwise, MLSL shall meet the same fate as MPL Brazil. Alright, that's it for the review. What is your opinion about MLSL Season 1? Do you think Latin America can become a strong MLBB region? Is the MLSL prize pool too small? Write in the comments section. Have a good day.